Hello everyone, and welcome once again to another episode of the Monday Melee. I'm Josheb, and this week we have for you Game 2 in the best of 3 between MyInsanity and Cloud9 during the Spring Championship on Tomb of the Spider Queen. MyInsanity has already won Game 1, and they've maintained a level lead for most of this map. Cloud9 is doing everything they can to stage a comeback, but they are certainly fighting from behind as they are already 2 keeps down. While Cloud9 cleans up their lanes, MyInsanity is desperately farming to get the last turn-in needed to close out this game and move on in the tournament. Cloud9's window of opportunity is closing, and if they're gonna get a fight to turn things around, it needs to be before MyInsanity completes this turn-in. If you didn't get a chance to watch this game, the link to the entire game is in the description. After listening to this fight with commentary, please stick around for a special replay of the core destruction, which in my opinion was the most intense finish of this tournament. Seriously, watch it if you haven't. Now for Cloud9, Li Ming is the obvious target. She's been a playmaker in this game, she's the biggest source of MyInsanity's damage, and she's also the squishiest, so when the fight breaks out, pay attention to the initial coordination and the focus fire. The fight starts with Murden throwing a stun onto ETC. Immediately thereafter, Tyrande pops Shadow Stalk to gain the positioning advantage and get a strong start onto their target. Tassadar utilizes Oracle to give his team valuable vision so they can better coordinate. Zol immediately pops his Skeletal Mages, but they're completely ineffective. Murden dwarf tosses towards Li Ming to engage, and she teleports to escape the onslaught, which dismounts her. Falstad flies in and blows all of his cooldowns on Li Ming, who is forced to run the opposite direction to escape his lightning. Now the entirety of MyInsanity turns to Falstad, hoping to turn his aggressive positioning into a quick takedown. Li Ming catches an Ancestral here, but is gusted into the waiting arms of Greymane, who takes a page out of Brightwing's book and makes her insides her outsides. While this is going on, Kerrigan has popped her ultimate and tries to combo Falstad, but he barrel rolls away and she gives chase. Rhaegar pops his Storm Shield here, but doesn't hit anyone that actually needs it at the time. At this point, Tyrande sees an opportunity to help against Kerrigan, so she sprints to Falstad's aid, and Tassadar assists in turning the tide with a quick Force Wall as well. Zul is on the run from Greymane and Murden, but Greymane seeing red and manages to land his go for the throat before ETC lands Mosh Pit. With Rhaegar out of all of his cooldowns, including Storm Shield, he's forced to run as well, and Cloud9 manages to snowball this lead and ends up turning the tide with this engagement. While losing 2 people may not seem like a big deal, MyInsanity decides to trickle back in one at a time, and Cloud9 reinforces their lead with more picks as the game progresses. The difference here was that Cloud9's engagement was flawless. They knew their target before they even started, and they coordinated their ultimates to make it happen. As desperate as they were to stop the turn-ins, they weren't willing to rush an engagement until they were all together. Once they engaged, all their ultimates were spent in securing a kill and making it a quick 5v4. MyInsanity split their DPS after Li Ming went down, sending Kerrigan after Falstad while Zol lingered in the engagement. Cloud9 also did an excellent job with positioning. There's so many bottlenecks where a Power Slide Mosh combo can secure multiple kills, but if you watch closely, those capable of stunning on Cloud9 remain spread out to ensure someone was always there to interrupt. By the time ETC could get Mosh value, the engagement was already over. In addition, Zol's Skeletal Mage placement played a large part. Had he not wasted their best zoning ultimate before the engagement really began, those Skeletal Mages could have played a large part in the confined space of the engagement. In summation, know your focus target, make sure you're grouped before engaging, do your best to get value from your ultimates, and never ever trickle in, or you risk widening the gap between yourself and your enemy and making it even harder to come back. So let's watch that engagement again with commentary, and don't forget to stick around for the nail-biting core finale.
MyInsanity does not need to force a fight. They could just sit back, farm more gems. They look like they want to force fight anyways, forcing that dimensional shift to be used as well here. Okay, it looks like Cloud9 is going to try to take this fight. They've had enough. They want the gem farming to continue.
There's the aggressive fly. Do we see the mighty gust? There it is, but nobody down yet. But as I say that, Hasuwats is taken out. They knew they needed to go after the Li Ming. Nurok now in trouble as King Caffeine jumps onto him. Blumby uses the Mosh Pit to stop it, but it's a little bit too late to save the lives of his teammate.
Hey guys, and before I let you go, don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the quick core finale.
And they want core, they want to bring it to game number 3. Mighty Gus pushes people back. Bone Prison into a big mosh pit, but it gets stopped.
The stop on the mosh pit is so huge here. K1 Pro coming up to the front. They're going onto the core here. It's down to 60%. They're targeting it down, and I don't think MyInsanity can stop the push. It looks like Cloud9 is going to force a game 3, and what a crazy comeback they had here, Gilly.
Dunk train, dunk train!
1 health left, but he does get it there.
Well, that'll do it for this week's episode of the Monday Melee. If you haven't yet, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next Monday.